Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. We are going to be flipping 5 different things that I got secondhand from thrift stores, Goodwill, online auctions, you name it. We're going to turn them into gorgeous, high-end, expensive-looking home decor as we usually do. These pieces are going to look completely different when I am done with them, and my favorite one, which is this lamp right here, is going to blow your mind. I also have some really unique things that I decorate with in this video, so stay tuned and see what magic we can make happen today. This desk has been in my garage hoard for months and months, and I had all these different ideas of things I wanted to do with it, but it needed quite a bit of work. So the first thing that we needed to do was clean it really well. And overall, it was in decent condition, but it just had this one spot right here that was broken off. So I had to glue that back on. I'm just going to use some of my Starbond super glue to do that. And then the top needs to be resanded and stained again. And I think I'm just going to do the entire piece in a dark wood finish. If you have been paying attention to the high-end furniture stores like Pottery Barn and Anthropologie, in places like that, they are doing lots of dark wood furniture right now. So I think I'm going to go with that kind of vibe for this project. And the top here was screwed on, and so my husband is screwing those back in tighter for me before we do any of the pretty work. We have to make sure we get the structural work done first. One of the millions of reasons why I like working with vintage and antique furniture is because it is repairable. Like this right here, I can simply repair it with some glue. I'm going to use my Starbond glue. That spray makes the glue dry instantly, and so I like to spray it before and after, and that helps it dry even faster. I'm going to let this play in real time just so that you can get an idea of how it works when you're using this type of product, because I'm sure that most of you have not used a super glue with that spray that makes things dry instantly. So I just apply pressure right here, and then I'm going to spray that spray in the crack of like any kind of crevice crack that can get down in there to the glue, and then I'm blowing on it, and this is real time, so this is how quickly it sets. It's done. It's like super strong, done, ready to go. I love this stuff. I've been using it for years. But the next thing I need to do is sand down the top. The top had some like dark stuff stuck to it. I don't know what it was, like a paint or something, and it just had lots of gouges in it, and the stain was inconsistent. It had like faded spots and darker spots and things like that. And I'm going for a high-end look with this, so I want to pick a really luxurious color stain. So I went to an antique mall and I found a bunch of general finish gel stains there. So I got the one called Java, and I got that one because I thought that it would be the most high-end, rich looking stain of all of them. And also, when you are using gel stain and you go really dark with it, the finish is easier to do because really dark stains hide a lot of imperfections. And let me tell you, when this is done, this is a higher quality piece than what you would be buying at Pottery Barn and Anthropologie and all of those very expensive stores, because this is actually made of real wood. This is not veneered cardboard like some of that stuff is now. So it's going to last much longer than that high-end stuff. Something else I like to do when I am cleaning my pieces is disinfect it. So I'm just going to spray some disinfectant inside here to make sure that I can get rid of any kind of bacteria that is hiding out in any crevices, and to make sure that we get rid of any smell that is in there as well. Once everything was clean and dusted off, we went over it with Java Gel Stain. Java is the name of the color of it, and it's by General Finishes. I also used a sponge to apply this. They make stain sponges that you can buy. I'll try and link some in my Amazon store for you so you can buy them on there, but any hardware store will sell them, and probably even Walmart. It makes the stain process so much faster, and it makes the stain go on way more even than if you were to use a rag. Now that everything is dry, I can put the handles back on, but they needed a little bit of zhuzhing up, so I'm going to use some gold leaf rub and buff to brighten them up a little bit. Right now they just look a little tired and they blend in too much to the desk, so I want them to stand out a little bit. I'm not going to go too bold and crazy on here. I love applying my rub and buff using these little sponge brushes, because since rub and buff is a wax, it's really hard to clean out of a brush. So I just use these little disposable sponge brushes. That way I don't have to worry about washing it afterwards. Before I show you the reveal, I just wanted to bring up that I know there are several of you waiting for items to be put up on my Etsy shop. I haven't been able to put them up recently because we just had some things come up with extended family that took our time. We kind of had to just like drop everything and do things that were important. So that is taking away some time, and then we're actually about to leave to go out of town for a couple weeks, so I won't be able to ship anything. But we do have an Etsy store if you're not familiar with our Etsy store yet. I'm not going to put my new items up until we get back from vacation, so I can make sure to ship them to you right after you pay for them. But we have been having so much fun with our Etsy store and getting to sell things to you guys personally. If you're new and you don't know how to get to my Etsy store, you can get there from my website. I use Squarespace to create my website, and it was so easy to use. So using their Blueprint AI, I was able to create all of this that you're seeing right now. I have an About Me section. I can even link all my social medias on here, which I really needed a place where all of my information was in one place for people who are trying to look up, like, how do they email me, how do they get a hold of my Facebook. I even posted my first ever blog post, which is like such a dream come true that I actually have a blog to post. I just can't believe it. But you can also sell things on here. You can do like even digital products. You can make a membership for your website, and they will help you make your whole website, which is what I needed because I literally know nothing about making websites, like literally nothing. So if you're interested in starting your own website, go to squarespace.com and do the free trial. Check it out and see if you like it. And when you're ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/desertdiy and save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. I hope you really have fun making your website because I sure did. But getting back to this project, it looks so fantastic with the original hardware. I'm glad it had all of the original pieces because they look stunning on here, and nothing would have looked as good as these. But remember, we have a few more things to flip in this video, so let's get started on the next piece. This chair has been in my garage since we moved here about 2 years ago, and it was my grandmother's, and I want to give it a makeover for my son's room. And actually that desk I think I'm going to keep and use for my son in his room, his big boy room. But it's seen better days. My husband's going to take over for this part. His name's Manny, and he comes on here quite often right now because he is on summer break from school. He is in college full time, and we're just working together in this business now of flipping and reselling and all these wonderful things that we're doing. But he is going to spray paint this for me. We used a 15-minute dry time enamel black paint, and I think it was in a semi-gloss or a satin. I can't remember for sure, but it dries really quick, and enamel paints are extremely durable. I can't spray paint anymore. I had done it recently and regretted it. I just end up feeling really sick afterwards. I have like a really intense sensitivity to paint smells now. So he has to do all the spray painting. While he was spray painting, I was recovering the seat, which is something that I can definitely do without any issues. And I actually really love upholstering seats like this. Circles are the easiest thing to reupholster too, so this is going to go really quick. I bought this fabric a really long time ago from Joann's, and I had planned to use it for something else and then didn't end up using it for that, so it's just been waiting in my craft room to be used. I really wanted to use a brown leather on this seat, but the remnant that I had left over was not big enough for the chair cushion, so I was really bummed, but this ends up looking really great anyway, so let's finish this up. I love how this chair turned out, and I think it's even better than I pictured in my head. I was worried that painting it black wouldn't have been right, but it definitely was. The next piece is this lamp that I've actually had sitting in my craft room for months. It has a small crack in the inside of the glass, not on the outside, and so it definitely needs to have something done to refinish it. Plus, this rusty orangey red color is not easy to sell. I'm sure there are many people watching this that are thinking this looks perfect as it is, but it's not going to sell well in my booth unless it is more neutral, I think. And it really has this gorgeous ballard design ginger jar shape to it, and it has that anthropology clay flower look to it. It's going to turn out so high end. I just need to pick out a lampshade for it too to finish it off. But the first thing that I need to do is paint it with something called Slick Stick by Dixie Belle. This is a really good primer that you can paint on glass in order to get your chalk paint to stick better to the surface. So I'm going to start out with the Slick Stick as a primer coat, and then I'm going to go over it with some chalk paint in the color Cotton. And after that, I'm going to seal it with some clear wax. I'm going to do a little bit of a stippling technique to make this look even more like plaster or stone. Now that it is all sealed, I'm going to go on the bottom section of the lamp as well as the little neck portion of the lamp and put on some gold leaf rub and buff. This is going to help everything come together really well with the handles on the dresser, and it also gives it that high-end look that I'm going for when it has that metallic colored base on the bottom. I think it really elevates the piece when you do this. I found this little finial in my stash of random lamp supplies I bought a long time ago for $5 at the at-home store, and it's going to go perfectly with this lamp. I think it turns out so high-end and gorgeous once it's all put together. We aren't done yet. Let's get some more things from my garage hoard to finish decorating up this awesome vignette. And these right here, I've been waiting to do for a really long time. Botanical prints are an excellent way to create a high-end, classic, put-together look in any home, in any style, with any decor. It always goes so well. These frames were beautiful as is, and after I cleaned them up and hung them up, it looks amazing. But this piece right here had been chewed up on the bottom or something. I don't know what. So I tried out this stain in a bottle. It has a little sponge applicator. I got this from Joann's and I thought it was a really cool idea. I've never tried it before, and it turns out it works really, really well. So I just restained all the sections where the finish had come off. However that happened, I don't know, but it did a perfect job of restoring it back to the way it was. Let's take a look back at what we started with. Remember, I am trying my best to empty out this garage hoard that has been in here for months. I had several projects to get done today, and I think they all turned out really great together. Some of them are going to be sold in my shop, some of them are going to be kept for us at home, but wow, I can't believe this after. It looks so beautiful. Everything looks like I spent a fortune on it. It looks high end. This gives me all the anthropology vibes and Pottery Barn vibes out of this lamp. It's a massive lamp also, which makes it look even more high end because usually those are very, very expensive lamps to buy. The chair turned out beautiful. I really still wish I had that brown leather on the seat, but this will do for now. And then these candle stands are so pretty as is. I didn't really have to do much to them at all. They look beautiful on their own, and this will go up in my shop at my boutique, which is called Historia. If you've gotten this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Also, please let me know what you think of this vignette I created today. I know I've been doing crazy different styles lately, and I've been trying lots of new things and new decorating styles, so please give me some feedback what you think of it in the comment section down below. And if you love flipping thrifted finds and flipping furniture, then please consider hitting subscribe because we have lots more coming for you in the future. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!